Good evening, good evening. Come on in for day number three. Good evening, good evening. Here we are at day number 3 already. Can you believe it? Hello, hello, hello. Gonna give it just a couple minutes and we're gonna go ahead and get started with day 3 of the journaling challenge. Please grab your journal or your notebook and an ink pen as we go into day 3. Just a couple more minutes and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. right. Good evening. Good evening. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have prayer meeting and Bible study tonight. I know that 6 o'clock is probably a hard time for some of us, but I have to do it early so that I can be in my Bible study. So here we are at night. Have to do it number three, night number three in the journaling challenge. And I am so excited for those of you who have been coming to join me each night, and those of you who have been watching the replay. I am grateful for each and every one of you. We have come this 5 days because we are journaling for manifestations. We are not just journaling to be journaling, but we are journaling for manifestations. And we are expecting to get more manifestations, more of our visions, our goals, our dreams, our desires, our aspirations. We are looking to get more of those completed, more of those done after we go through this 5 day journaling challenge. So, on the first day, the word that we used was motivation. And you were supposed to identify a goal, a vision, a dream, a desire that you had. And you were supposed to write about three action steps, three action steps for motivation for you to complete whatever that goal, vision, dream, or desire was. On last night, we talked about gratitude. Last night, the word was gratitude. And you were supposed to write about three things that you are grateful for. Three things that you are grateful for. And so basically, what we're doing is we are taking the time to journal for 15 minutes, preferably first thing in the morning, because that is when you are fresh and you haven't dealt with anything and your mind is a lot more clearer. It's okay to journal at night, but at night, I usually call it brain dumping because I am dumping or writing about what has happened that day or something that I may have experienced or something that I just wanted to journal about. So, during the challenge, I am asking that you try to journal at least 15 minutes in the morning. If you cannot do it in the morning, do it sometime during the day. So, the whole goal here for this journaling challenge is for us to complete more of the things that well, hey sis, complete more of the things that we would like to complete. And let me say this, it may say because I'm using this app that I'm not able to see your comments. I'm not able to see them on the device that I on my laptop where I am using the app, but I am looking on another device so I can see the comments there. So again, we've been coming this way. This is the third day um, to learn more about journaling. Each night I have shared how journaling has helped me to manifest some of the things that I have wanted to do for a very, very long time. Now, in this challenge, we are not journaling about the weather outside or about what we experienced today or about what happened at work today. This week, we're not journaling about that. We are journaling for manifestations. And each night, I have asked you, are there some things that you would like to complete, some things that you would like to get done? It could be anything we talked about. It could be buying a new home. It could be buying a new car. It could be writing a book. It could be you preparing for retirement. It could be you wanting to lose weight. It could be you desiring to get inner peace. It could be you wanting to get married. It could be you wanting to have a baby. Whatever your dreams or whatever your desires are. And of course, everybody is not going to have the same goals, the same dreams, the same desires, because we are at different places in our lives. We're at different places in our lives. So we are going to have different goals, different visions, different dreams. And October is a very good month to begin focusing on what it is that you would like to accomplish in the following year. It is not good to wait till December to start looking at what you would like to complete in the new year. Now, 2020 has been a very different year that we've ever experienced, but I want to tell you that 2020 has not been bad for everybody. 2020 has helped some people. It has not been bad for everybody, but it is good in the month of October to sit down and jot down your goals, your dreams, your visions, your ideas, your aspirations for the following year. I also talked about last night, it is good that when you write those down, it is good for you to give yourself a timeline as well as write down the date that you wrote it down. What that does is when you go back and you look at it, if you gave yourself a timeline, for example, if you gave yourself 60 days to complete one of your visions, your goals, your dreams, and you look and see the date that you started, then you see that you completed it. But because you dated, you're able to see that you actually completed the vision, the goal, or the dream before the 60 days. This is why it is so important to date every time that you journal. It is good to date your journal entries also because you're able to see how much you have grown. You're able to see how much you have you have grown, you have developed, you have left some things. And so that's why it is so important for you to date your journal entries. So no longer just sit down and write. And it's also important to have the right journal. Journaling is okay for when you just want to write about how you feel. But if you are writing for specifics, and I talked about specifics last night, I talked about the word SMART, using the acronym SMART on last night. And SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So it is important for you when you are trying to, when you're writing for manifestations or you're writing because you want things to really happen, you need to write in a different journal, not just one that has lines on it. You need to write in one that is going to give you a weekly task or weekly goals or the calendar, or it allows you to write down what your goals are. You need to have a journal or a planner that is a lot more detailed. And this is the reason that I wrote my transformation planner, because the planners that I have used or the journals that I have used for many, many years just didn't have what I needed in it. And I needed to develop what I needed to help me to see more of my goals, my visions, my desires, and my dreams come true. So I want to tell you that it is so important to journal. Many people look at journaling very lightly, but if you are expecting manifestations, you're expecting things to be completed, you're expecting your goals to be completed, It is important for you to journal. I want to tell you that some amazing things happen when you take the time to journal. Number one, you get it out of your head and you get it on to paper. It's important to get your thoughts out of your head and get it onto paper. Journaling is so important because it allows you to really write down and come up with a plan for something that you would like to do. For example, say you want to lose weight, right? You're not just going to lose weight without developing a plan for you to lose weight. So therefore, you should write out a plan of when you are going to work out, when you will go to the gym, when you will take a walk, or when you will exercise, or when you will drink water, or when you will eat all vegetables, or when you will eat all fruits. You have to set up a plan. So what I'm saying is when you are journaling for manifestations, it is good for you to write out a plan. And this is what we are doing this week. We are journaling for manifestations, journaling so that we can see more of our desires, more of our goals, more of our visions completed. The truth of the matter is, when we don't write down our visions, our goals, our dreams, and we just keep it inside of our head, what happens is when they're not completed, it causes us to have self-doubt. It bothers with our self-esteem. Basically, when we don't write things down, when we don't journal like we need to, basically what we're doing is we are setting ourselves up for failure. When we set ourselves up for failure, this is what causes us the sleepless nights. This is what causes us to toss and turn. Now, there is different types of journaling, but this 5-day challenge is about journaling for manifestations. So I ask you today, did you take the time to journal today for 15 minutes? I have asked that we would journal, take the time for 15 minutes each day because you are journaling for manifestations. When I am journaling for manifestations, I am clear. I write down very clearly the things that I would like to complete. I number them. I put them in order by the timeline that I would like to do them when you are journaling for manifestations. It is important for you to be very, very specific, not general. I talked about losing weight. You cannot just say, I want to lose weight. No. If you are expecting it to happen and you want manifestations, then you must say how much weight you would like to lose. You must say by when you would like to lose the weight. That should be a part of your plan. Why? When you do it this way, then you are setting yourself up to win instead of setting yourself up for failure. So I'm talking about journaling for manifestations. Manifestations, when we complete more of our visions, our goals, our dreams, it builds up our self-esteem. It causes us to feel good. It helps us not to be so afraid to step out there and try something again or do something again. Or it helps us not to be afraid to try something new, to try something that we've never done before. When we take the time to journal about what it is that we would like to do, I want to tell you that what is written is what is achieved. If you never write it down, more than likely, you are not going to achieve it. I want to tell you that the reason that I have been able to complete the majority of my goals, my dreams, my desires, my aspirations is because I journal. I have been journaling for many, 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 many years. At first, I had no idea what I was doing until I began to see things happen. This is how I can tell you the steps that you need to make sure that you take as far as writing down the date, because I would go back and look at my journal and I would read what I wrote on that day, and I would, before I learned to write the date on there, I would say to myself, "Oh wow, when did I feel like this?" Or "When did this happen?" When you date it, you don't have to worry about trying to remember. A lot of people don't like to journal about very specific or about private things. The reason is because they are afraid that possibly someone could get a hold of their journal, get a hold of their notebook, and read what they have written. Here is what I tell people that have fear of that. If you are writing something and it is traumatic, or you are writing about something that has happened to you, something serious that has happened to you, and you are afraid that someone is going to read it, I recommend writing it on paper. You're getting it out of you. And then I recommend ripping it up into pieces and burning it. Why? Because if it was traumatic, if it was something painful, then more than likely you're not interested in reading that again. And when you do this, you don't have to worry about anybody ever reading whatever happened to you. This is what I often tell people who have a fear of journaling. I've been told by women when they were, you know, teenagers or whatever, that they had, we used to call it a diary. And some of them have said that someone got into my diary. And once this happens, people feel violated. And I get it. I get it. This is why I say don't write your very personal feelings or your very personal thoughts in your regular journal. I would get something else, plain paper, notebook paper, get it out of you, get it onto the paper, rip it up into as many pieces as you can, and then burn it. Then you don't ever have to worry about anybody finding it, right? Journaling for manifestations is very different than journaling for about how you feel or about what someone did to you. Now, I know that this 6 o'clock time, many people are not able to join today, but you will be able to see the replay. So you will be able to still participate in what I'm going to give you tonight for the journaling challenge. I had to come on early today. Many of you know that I am a pastor, and on Wednesday nights, I have prayer meeting and Bible study, but I was still committed to the challenge and I wanted to come and still give you what I needed to give you. So tonight, our word for journaling is self reflection. Self reflection. Self reflection, meaning serious thought about your character, your actions, or your motives. Self reflection. is what I would like for you to journal on tomorrow, preferably. But some of you may be doing it at night. Take the time to reflect. And this is all about you. This is not about anybody else, not about your spouse, your significant other, your children, your boss. Self reflect about you. Is there anything that you would like to change about you? Is there anything that you would like to do over? Self reflection is our word that we are journaling about tonight, about our character, about our actions. Is there anything that you perhaps need to do differently about you? Is there anybody that you may need to connect with to work out something that may be a problem or an issue? Self reflection, a time for you to think about how you really feel, how you feel about you and only you, not about anybody else, but self reflection about how you feel. Now, many of us, the truth be told, we don't even like to think about ourselves. Why? Because many of us, especially if you are a mother, you are a nurturer and you put others before yourself. But tonight, our word is self reflection, and I want you to focus on you. You. So you will write about you. Now, some of you may find that difficult to do. You may find it difficult to write about yourself, but this challenge is to challenge you to be able to write about you. Are there some things that you don't like about you? Maybe your attitude, maybe your actions. Are there some things that you would like to change? Maybe about how you respond to people, maybe about how you treat people, maybe about how you react. This is all about you. Self reflection. Anything about your character that you would like to change. Anything that you might want to be better in, greater in. Anything that you would like to do over if you had the opportunity. If nothing was in your way, something that you may want to do over, something that you may want to do for yourself. Tonight is all about you. Our word is self reflection. When you write tonight or tomorrow about self reflection, I want you to write about 3 things that you would like to change. Name 3 things that you would like to change. The change could be, should be for the better. 3 things that you would like to change about you, not anybody else, not that you want anybody else to change or not that you want anybody else to do anything. Tonight is all about you. Some things that perhaps you need to get off your chest. Tonight is all about you. Self reflection. When you write about those 3 things, then I want you to end your journaling time by saying some positive affirmations to you. When you say the positive affirmations, I would like for you to be in the mirror. I would like for you to be looking at yourself. Only do this part after you have journaled. Positive affirmations. Say positive things to yourself. Say good things to yourself after you journal about self-reflection. Now, sometimes when we write about ourselves, sometimes some things come up. And the truth is, everything may not be happy. Some of the things that come up just might be sad when we take moments of self-reflection. This is why after you write about the self-reflection, because it could possibly be about a bad experience. Because remember, this journaling time is all about you. I want you to, in turn, encourage yourself with the positive affirmations. And I want you to look at yourself in the mirror. Now, some of us have a hard time with that as well. Many of us don't like looking in the mirror. We will look in the mirror to brush our teeth and to put on our makeup and to do our hair. But can you just sit and look at yourself in the mirror prior to putting on your makeup, prior to doing your hair, prior to brushing your teeth, prior to doing anything? Can you sit and look at yourself in the mirror and be totally thankful for what God did when He created you? This does what? This allows for you to love you unconditionally. Not anybody else, you. So during this self-reflection journaling time, I want you to only focus on you. I don't care if you're married. This is not about your spouse tonight. I don't care if you engaged, you got a boyfriend. This is all about you. You are journaling for manifestations. When you journal about yourself, the truth is it may not all be good. That's okay. Because after you finish journaling, you're going to do what? You are going to tell yourself positive affirmations. How many of you do positive affirmations? Positive affirmations are so powerful. Powerful affirmations will give you that pickup when you need that pickup when you are feeling low, that pickup when you've gone through a difficult time in your life. I do positive affirmations on a daily basis. Why? Because sometimes you just got to tell yourself, girl, you know you look good today. Girl, you know you are beautiful today. Girl, do you know when God created you, God did something great. Now, that does not mean that we like or love everything about ourselves, but we should. Because when He created us, He knew exactly what He was doing. He gave us the eyes that He wanted us to have, the nose that He wanted us to have, the lips, the ears, the chest, the butt, the thighs, the feet, the hands. He gave us everything that He wanted us to have. So in this self-reflection journaling time, I want you to only focus on you. And I want you to journal about 3 things that you would like to change about you. It could be as simple as I would like to change my hair. You might want to cut it off. You might want to go and get locks. You might want to start wearing a custom wig unit. It could be anything. What would you like to change? But prayerfully, because we're journaling for manifestation, I hope and pray that it's deeper than that. Because we're journaling for manifestations. Manifestations means that we are expecting something, that we are expecting greater, that we are expecting more, that we are expecting something to happen in our lives, something to happen on our behalf. This is why we are journaling this week. Journaling for manifestations. We're not journaling to journal about how you feel, about the weather outside, about somebody making you mad. No. This 5-day journaling challenge is about you journaling for manifestations. How many of you need a manifestation? How many of you need something to happen in your life? How many of you are expecting something greater in your life? That's what this journaling challenge is all about. So on night number 1, we journaled about motivation. Night number 2, we journaled about gratitude. Tonight, night number 3, we are journaling about self-reflection for at least 15 minutes. After you journal about, during the time of journaling about self-reflection, I want you to journal about 3 things that you would like to change. 3 things that you would like to change. After you write for at least 15 minutes, then I would like for you to tell yourself positive affirmations, sitting in front of the mirror, talking to her. You, not anybody else, but talking to her, that beautiful woman that you see looking back at you in the mirror. Say the positive affirmations to her, to encourage her, to uplift her, to love on her, to support her. So day 3, self-reflection. Write about 3 things that you would like to change, and then do positive affirmations. I am sorry that I had to come on earlier tonight for those of you who are just coming on, but most of you know that I'm a pastor and I have prayer meeting tonight and Bible study, but I was still committed to coming and doing, giving you the journaling challenge on tonight. Tomorrow is Thursday, and Friday I will be able to come at the regular time, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. For those of you that watch the replay, please participate and please do the journaling challenge. I pray that each of you would have an awesome evening. Take care.